Hey guys, welcome back to another Witness Fabric episode. In this episode, I'm gonna look into the flora and the fauna I've added since the last video, I guess. Alright, first up, I've added what you call oak leaf runners. As you guys can see there, oak leaf runners are made out of oak leaves, and the way you make them is just simply putting 3 oak leaves in this typical arrangement. And that's how you craft the oak leaf runners. Now, the oak leaf runners are sort of, it's like a variation of leaves, really. You can place them and it'll grow randomly. If I have the game rule set up, let me quickly check if that's the case. So it'll randomly grow like any other sort of vine. So yeah, that's pretty much, that's all that has to be said about the actual vines. So I'm gonna be reusing these as the sort of the runner texture on throughout the worlds in the Witness game. As you can see here, this is the I'm not sure how to pronounce this block. I think it's called yucca. So yucca is a variation of like a plant that typically grows in like a hot and dry climate. So I'm trying to mimic this exact block from the Witness. So this is the block I'm trying to mimic. It's kind of fleshy and tawny, and the block in the game, I guess it's kind of fleshy and tawny as well. I'm not really happy with the texture itself, but that's the best texture I can actually come up with. But in the future I might tweak the texture to look more like the actual block from the Witness. So I have plans to make this turtles as well, so it'll have a bigger sort of a tawny texture. So it'll be similar to like a turtle flower plant where you can bone meal to make it bigger, and it'll be much bigger and have a big impact. As you can see, this is how it looks like in its all glory, and there's a whole field full of them. I've done this just to make sure that it's not going to have a performance impact, and doesn't look like so this seems to be fine. There seems to be a weird bug with I think it's Minecraft rendering, because sometimes 2 opaque layers don't really render pass through like that, but it only have effect in some certain axes. Like here you can see this one sometimes work. It used to work at least. Oh, there you go. Now it works. Like in certain axes it passes through just fine, but in some axes it doesn't work at all. Something's wrong. I don't think it's my fault really. I think it's a Minecraft issue. Look at that, it doesn't even render the clouds in the background. Anyways, so those are the 2 blocks I've added. And the way you craft these is that you can't actually craft them at all. So these are non-craftable, meaning that you have to find them generated randomly in the world. So you can, if you already have one, you can just right click on them and it'll create an extra, what do you call it? It'll create an extra one for you. But if you don't already have one, the way you find them is random generated in the world, specifically in savannas. Let me get there. So this is how you would typically find them randomly generated, like in a patch like this. Disregard this whole structure up here. That's just for me to debug, to find out where they generate. And there's a patch over there too. So they typically get generated in the savannas, all types of savannas, including the hilly variations as well. So this fleshy plant is they usually found in a savanna environment. So this is where you typically would find them. Yeah, that's pretty much that's all that I need to say about it. Thought of actually making a quick update video of what I've been working on, and yeah, this is pretty much what I've been working on, getting some flora on the actual world for my Witness game. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. I forgot to mention this, but if you want to get hands on the actual mod itself, you can find them in the actual Witness Fabric Witness report. I just linked that in the description. I document all my releases down here, and you can simply go to any release you want and just download the jar. Just make sure when you do download it, include these dependencies, and so you'll need the Fabric API and the Fabric language Kotlin mods loaded in your Fabric loader. Apart from that, I think that's pretty much all I need to say about this mod. So I'll see you guys in the next video when I get something other than this done. Bye.